In this episode, you'll discover how one song changed the face of rock music. What was really hidden behind Freddie Mercury's genius? What does Bohemian Rhapsody truly mean? How a 6-minute masterpiece shook the world? And when did music itself become freedom? This is the story of Freddie Mercury. In the early 1970s, the British music scene was undergoing transformation. The Beatles had already disbanded. The Rolling Stones represented an aging rebellion, and genres like glam rock and art rock were redefining modern sound. Amid this change, 4 young men from London's Imperial College, Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon, formed a band that would soon reshape the future of music. They called themselves Queen. Their goal was not merely to play music, but to merge theater, poetry, opera, and rock into a single artistic expression. Freddie Mercury's stage charisma and his extraordinary vocal range combined classical technique with rock energy. Each member of the band was a thinker in his own right. May was an astrophysicist, Deacon an electronics engineer, and Taylor had studied dentistry. This intellectual foundation gave Queen's sound a unique precision. They treated music as both art and science. By 1975, the group had developed its distinct musical identity. And that same year, one of the most groundbreaking songs in the history of modern music was born.
Freddie Mercury, the Visionary.
Freddie Mercury, born Farrokh Bulsara in Zanzibar in 1946, grew up in a Parsi family of Indian and Persian descent. From early childhood, he was drawn to classical music and opera. At his boarding school in India, he learned to play piano and composed his first melodies. After moving to London, he studied art and design, an education that would shape his visual and theatrical sensibility. Freddie viewed music as theater. For him, every song was a performance, every performance a story. The idea for Bohemian Rhapsody emerged from this vision. In Mercury's mind, music existed like a multidimensional film, shifting between emotional scenes, dramatic climaxes, and silent reflections. Band members recalled that he had been planning a 6-minute rock opera for years. Freddie often said, "I don't want to tell stories, I want to live them."
How genius was built.
Bohemian Rhapsody was unlike anything the world had heard before. Its structure resembled a classical symphony rather than a rock song, consisting of an intro, the ballad, an operatic section, a hard rock segment, and a closing coda. The song ran for 5 minutes and 55 seconds, an eternity for radio play at the time. But Mercury was not chasing radio hits. He was composing a psychological opera. The song explored themes of guilt, death, freedom, and spiritual redemption. Each movement symbolized a phase of the human soul. The ballad opens with confession. "Mama just killed a man." The operatic section becomes a cosmic trial, and the hard rock climax is a scream of rebellion and release. It was the first rock composition to translate inner moral conflict into musical form. As Brian May later said, "We didn't break the rules, we redefined them."
Studio, the Sound Lab.
In 1975, Queen began recording the song at Rockfield Studios in Wales and later at Sarm East Studios in London. The recording used a 24-track tape machine, cutting-edge technology at the time. Mercury, May, and Taylor worked like scientists conducting sonic experiments. they layered hundreds of vocal overdubs to create what sounded like a full choir. In reality, the operatic section was the voices of just 3 men, Freddie, Brian, and Roger, recorded over 180 times. It took 12 days to perfect the Galileo section alone. Mercury was obsessed with detail. He calculated the emotional rhythm of every second. John Deacon's steady bass line acted as the song's spine, grounding its complexity. The result was something that defied classification. Not rock, not opera, not pop, but all of them at once.
The mystery behind the lyrics.
The lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody have been analyzed for decades. There is no literal narrative. Instead, it unfolds as a symbolic, dreamlike confession. References like Scaramouche, Galileo, Bismillah, and Beelzebub draw from mythology, religion, and Mercury's own inner symbolism. Many interpret the song as an allegory of identity and transformation, a dialogue between the self that must die and the one that must be born. The line, "just killed a man," has often been read as the destruction of his former self. Mercury never revealed the full meaning, saying only, "It's about my inner world." Everyone should find their own meaning. That approach reflected his philosophy. Freedom of interpretation, emotional complexity, and the fusion of intellect with passion.
From studio to revolution.
When the song was completed, EMI executives considered it too long and too strange to release as a single. Mercury disagreed. He secretly gave a copy to BBC DJ Kenny Everett, who played it repeatedly on air. The public's reaction was explosive. Listeners flooded the station with requests. In November 1975, Bohemian Rhapsody was officially released. Within a week, it reached #1 on the UK charts and stayed there for 6 consecutive weeks. An unprecedented achievement. What the industry saw as unmarketable, the audience embraced as revolutionary. As Freddie Mercury put it, "We didn't follow trends. We created them."
The video that changed music.
The music video for Bohemian Rhapsody, 1975, directed by Bruce Gowers, became one of the first true promotional videos in rock history. Shot in just 4 hours, it featured the now iconic diamond-shaped formation of the band, illuminated by dramatic lighting. The visual simplicity amplified the song's operatic grandeur. When the video aired on television, it propelled the single into an even greater phenomenon. Many historians mark this moment as the birth of the music video era, the foundation upon which MTV would later be built. As Mercury said, "If a song is theater, it deserves a stage."
Global impact.
By 1976, Bohemian Rhapsody had become a worldwide sensation. It topped charts across Europe, the United States, and Japan, selling millions of copies. The song crossed boundaries of genre and audience, appealing to rock, classical, and pop listeners alike. Critics hailed it as the beginning of postmodern music. Rolling Stone magazine wrote, "Queen turned rock into opera and opera into rock." Mercury's live performances magnified the song's theatrical power, turning concerts into collective rituals. During their 1977 tour, audiences sang every word in unison, transforming the performance into an emotional communion between artist and listener.
Tragedy and immortality.
By the late 1980s, Freddie Mercury had been diagnosed with HIV, yet he never stopped creating. In 1991, shortly before his death, Bohemian Rhapsody was re-released alongside These Are the Days of Our Lives. After his passing, the song soared back to #1 on the UK charts, staying there for 14 weeks. A record. It became one of the few songs in history to top the charts in 2 different decades. Mercury's voice, now immortalized, transcended death itself. His final gift to the world was not just music, but the courage to live truthfully.
Music in formlessness.
The song's musical language combines structural chaos with tonal perfection. Each section belongs to a different genre, yet the emotional current remains unified. Mercury and May's harmonic design drew upon classical composition principles: contrast, dynamics, climax, and catharsis. Bohemian Rhapsody is not simply a song, but a sonic reflection of human duality: intellect versus emotion, sin versus redemption, chaos versus harmony. It stands as one of the most intricate and philosophically rich works in modern music.
The ripple that changed music.
After Bohemian Rhapsody, the music industry would never be the same. Artists such as Pink Floyd, Elton John, David Bowie, Muse, and even Lady Gaga cited it as an inspiration. Its fusion of genres and fearless experimentation opened the door for creative freedom in rock and pop. The song resurfaced in pop culture repeatedly, from the 1992 comedy Wayne's World to the 2018 biopic Bohemian Rhapsody, which introduced it to a new generation. What began as an audacious studio experiment evolved into a cultural archetype: the sound of artistic liberation.
An eternal legacy of freedom.
Today, Bohemian Rhapsody is more than a song. It is a symbol of creative courage. It belongs to no genre, no era, and no single meaning. Freddie Mercury's spirit still echoes within it, sometimes painful, sometimes triumphant, but always alive. The song proved that music is not just sound. It is the metaphysical voice of human identity. Decades later, each generation rediscovers it, finding a piece of itself within those haunting words. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? That question still remains unanswered. And perhaps that is what makes it eternal.
Thanks for watching. If you also want to learn secret facts about Leonardo DiCaprio, follow the link to the video.